And welcome again to Olsem Wanem. I'm Fabian Hakelitz. Now, dengue fever, a disease that was declared by Papua New Guinea health authorities as an outbreak recently. Dengue may be relatively new to Papua New Guineans, but according to health officials, the disease has existed in the country ever since, with the first related cases discovered in the western province. But we can say that there was lack of awareness on the dengue fever disease by our health authorities, which people have spoken about. We speak with some people who were diagnosed with the disease and their families, the World Health Organization, healthcare facilities, and also a look on dengue at the international community. The word dengue may sound new to our ears, but it's a disease that has existed over years. Although it may be similar to malaria, but of which has no specific treatment or medicines as revealed by the World Health Organization. But how much we as Papua New Guineans know about dengue fever? And was there enough awareness from our health authorities about this new disease before it would have hit our shorelines? According to those interviewed, they told Olsem Wanem there was lack of awareness until they visited a healthcare facility.
No got plenty awareness. Me pla harim to sol was more talk about dengue outbreak and all that, but no got one good awareness lo talk one more signs and symptoms blow dengue na how me pla can look out to me pla yet lo this last sick because all talk no got marasin blow this last sick one all best all ways me pla can helping me pla yet lo care lo me pla sos me pla painim sick lo painim sick dengue how me pla can look out to me pla all family members pla. Okay, so me to me expecting a baby again. I'm 7 months pregnant now. Me at me no sabe lo suppose me kisim this la sick dengue now lo this la time me pregnant how by can affect him unborn child blow me or me at when I'm kind see effect them by got lo baby especially the baby suppose me by him sick now and
Betty had no idea what dengue was until diagnosed, and her story will help us to manage treatment.
Feeling cold, all joint me by say pain, head pain. But cold inside them cold no through inside the body. Outside them hot. So time me feeling also me say drink plenty water. Was close to. Me say make him also. Go I'm long pla time finish. 2-3 weeks finish now me talk or me must start malaria. So me been see malaria marasin. Atamita me drink atamita. Biana me go lo house me feeling my round now. Me go was. It do me am heavy no through. Me go was. Go outside sit down me talk. Me go sit down the table me la kai now. Time me kai no got. Me feeling also sort win. Me no na pla puli we. Now rasi me go la house again. Go lo one pla private house. Me pla go look him. Doctor asking na me pla me talk him also mix him all test lo malaria pinis but no ka malaria. Now I'm talking about him test lo dengue.
Bernard's son was diagnosed with dengue and tells us how he, as a parent, coped with ensuring he sought medical attention.
Time mi plaksimem golau sik, pali testimem osemem disla sik dengue figa wasa kolimonem. Noli referimem mi golong Pomjen hospital. So I'm stable long Pomjen for almost a week. Before Tami plagola si kol tok no kad marasin sol putim kuareta sol long dripa long strong em body blong em antab long em mi plus steam em body blong em da sol. Nah, it was some big plawari long, especially long all parents, big all papa mama long begin me. Some last him one play mo sem how by you misawe o sem disala sem because time you plug on doctor mi plus I sem malaria. But then how one plus I sem when kind of symptoms by bikini or man, disala sigi no come up long bikini but forget a man marry. How man by sayo sem gati sila sick dengue fever.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. The World Health Organization has revealed that there is no specific medicine and treatment for dengue fever. However, preventative strategies is in our control, and that is to become responsible agents in our own homes. Dengue, a very common disease in the world, particularly in the tropics, and the fastest growing mosquito-borne viral infection, and its impact today is 30 times greater than 50 years ago.
It's the most important mosquito-borne virus. Now, of course, we all know about malaria and its spread through mosquitoes. That's actually caused by a different type of germ. It's a parasite. It lives in our blood. Dengue is a little bit different. It's a virus. It's a different kind of germ. But it is very common throughout the world and actually has been around in PNG for quite some time. The only issue is that we haven't had a very strong system to know exactly how much it's been around and when. Dengue, there are actually 4 different dengue viruses. They all cause basically the same dengue fever disease, which is a disease that has fever. It's actually not a very specific disease. It looks like a lot of other things. It looks like malaria. It looks like typhoid fever, for example, or other diseases that are common in the tropics, which is one of the reasons why it's not always obvious that somebody has dengue. Fever, joint pains, muscle pains, headache, sometimes a rash, and things like that. What really sets dengue apart from just being a kind of a mild illness is that it has the potential to become severe and even to lead to death. And so, we do take it very seriously. It is sometimes it can cause you to have very low blood pressure, and that can have impacts on all sorts of parts of your body.
Malaria and dengue fever have been reported to be serious diseases for the inhabitants of Papua New Guinea, with the first cases reported in Daru and Kiunga in Western Province.
In the past, we've actually known about it mostly from travelers from other countries who come to Papua New Guinea, return to their home country, get sick, and then get tested, and it turns out to be dengue, and they say that they got it, in their recent travels. So a lot of our information about what we've known about dengue in the past has actually come from, for example, Queensland, Australia, and returning travelers. And we've had quite a number of dengue outbreaks in the last just little while. And about the same time, 1st of November approximately last year, both Daru and in Western Province and Kiunga in Western Province started noticing some cases of fever that were testing negative for malaria and were tested further for dengue, found to be dengue. Interestingly, though, those outbreaks weren't related. I mentioned there were 4 kinds of dengue virus. They all cause a similar disease, so you can't tell by the disease which one it is. But at the PNG Institute for Medical Research in Goroka, they can tell the difference using advanced tests.
Now, what are some of the preventative ways that we as individuals can do to minimize transmission?
The mosquito that causes dengue is not the same mosquito that causes malaria. It's a day-biting mosquito called the Aedes mosquito, and it tends to like living around humans. They've adapted to living with us over a long time. They like living in the rubbish we leave around our homes, laying their eggs in the rubbish we leave around our homes, things like discarded tin fish cans, buckets with water in them, old tires, even our water storage, 50-gallon drums. And so one of the things that the government has been doing has been, going around and cleaning up some of these places where there's artificial containers that the Aedes aegypti is the Aedes like, and also wherever there's standing water that they can't just empty out the water, which would kill the eggs, they can add a larvicide which kills the larva that the eggs become. And then from the larva they become adult mosquitoes. So you can also kill the larva. There are even little fish you put in water that'll eat the larva, and that solves the problem. A lot of those things are good for the public spaces, but what it really comes down to for individuals is cleaning up, getting rid of that rubbish around their homes. It's discarding the tin fish cans, getting rid of them, spilling the water out of containers like buckets that are holding it.
Welcome back to Olsem Wanem. Private hospitals like 2K Medical Center in Port Moresby have joined the global community, raising awareness on the dengue fever disease. And 2K Medical Center have been providing dengue tests for those that access the health facility.
Dengue is everyone's concern in controlling the mitigation of this disease. 2K Medical Center, since the outbreak was reported, has been providing the avenue, raising awareness on the dengue fever disease. One of the platforms is through social media, Facebook.
Medical center have the dengue test at very affordable rates. All right? We can do the test anytime. Just come to our center. And we also have to remember that not everything is malaria. All right? I'll try to say this in your tongue. Forgive me if I mispronounce it, but goes something like, how sick na marasim ino na walk all yet, yumi olgeta mas bungumhan one time na halivim yumiyet.
And the strong message again is for mosquitoes, breeding places to be eradicated.
If we want to, this usually happens with an issue with kids because they usually go out at those times to play, and that's when they're most vulnerable. Okay, we just have to protect ourselves, remind ourselves that these are the times when these mosquitoes bite, and we have an increased chance of letting our kids get dengue when we allow them outside, unprotected during these times. In the control of the spread of dengue is the control of the vector. That's the one causing the spread of the disease, and it's basically the mosquito. We have to eradicate the breeding places. Right? At home, cover water containers, pots and pans with stagnant water in it, drains which are clogged up, could serve as breeding places also. And so we try to eliminate the breeding places, and we try to distance ourselves from the mosquitoes. Right? We protect our house. We screen our windows. We use mosquito nets. Personally, we use long-sleeved shirts, long pants to minimize the exposure of skin for mosquitoes to bite on. And we can use mosquito repellents, coils, vaporizers, things, anything that will drive the mosquitoes away.
The World Health Organization is working closely with the National Health Department on preventative strategies.
We provide basically the technical advice on what to do in terms of how to prevent the disease, how to communicate that prevention information to the public, as well as how to treat the disease. I, for example, myself have gone to Port Moresby General Hospital and provided guidance to the clinicians on how to treat the cases. WHO has also worked with the Department of Health to provide the rapid testing kits that we can distribute throughout the country to anywhere that's having dengue-like illness, so they can at least get that initial testing that suggests that it's dengue, and then we can send them the tests further along up to the Institute for Medical Research for confirmation.
Dengue fever and also Zika has been reported in Papua New Guinea. So I think dengue, the reports that we are getting, it's in NCD, we are seeing increasing numbers. And that's a concern to us. Incidences of dengue in NCD. That Port Moresby Hospital has reported quite a big number, over 40 cases of dengue. So far, 2 cases of fatality or deaths that resulted from dengue.
Welcome back. Papua New Guinea is part of the global community in the fight against dengue fever disease. And it's always best to learn from other countries their preventative strategies to ensure dengue is eradicated. Here is a snapshot about dengue fever disease.
It takes 7 days for an Aedes mosquito egg in stagnant water to become an adult Aedes mosquito. The water has to be clean and only a thin film, no thicker than a 20-cent coin, is all that is required for the Aedes mosquito to breed in. Its growth begins from an egg to a larvae to a pupae and finally to an adult. An adult mosquito can live for about 2 to 3 weeks. Only the female Aedes mosquito will bite to extract blood in order to support the production of eggs. If the blood meal is insufficient, she will keep biting until she has enough blood. On an average, she produces 3 to 4 batches of eggs in her lifetime and about 70 to 80 eggs per batch. Male mosquitoes feed on plant juices and do not bite as they do not need to suck blood. In its search for blood, the female Aedes is attracted to carbon dioxide, body odor, and body heat. With less than 5% of the skin being blood vessels, the mosquito searches for them by probing the skin with her proboscis. Once a blood vessel is found, the female Aedes mosquito freezes and starts drawing blood from it. She will release salivary secretions to prevent the blood from clotting, allowing the mosquito to feed efficiently. It is this mosquito saliva that will cause the itchy red lumps in the victim. The amount of blood a female mosquito can take at one time can be up to 4 times its own weight. And to fit all the blood in her stomach, she will discharge the liquid content of the blood from her abdomen. Having taken a full blood meal, the Aedes mosquito will find a place to rest before looking for a suitable habitat to lay her eggs. When that is done, she will look for her next host again. When a person has a dengue virus in his bloodstream, the female Aedes will suck in the virus with the blood. It will take another 7 to 12 days for the virus in the Aedes mosquito to reach her salivary glands. Once the virus has reached the salivary gland, she will be able to transmit the virus to other human hosts. The risk of dengue transmission with the possibility of a dengue outbreak occurs when the infected mosquito begins to bite many hosts.
Did you know that a single Aedes mosquito can lay up to 300 eggs in its 2 to 3 week lifespan? It can take less than a week for a mosquito to grow from larva to adult. And each female mosquito has the potential to spread dengue to you and your loved ones. Contrary to popular belief, the Aedes mosquito is not born with the virus. It feeds on blood so that it can produce eggs. And when it feeds on the blood of an infected person, the Aedes mosquito will carry the dengue virus and pass it on to a healthy person when she feeds again. Dengue can cause high fever, intense headaches, muscle pains, joint pains, nausea and vomiting, and skin rashes. The disease can be very painful. A few cases can develop into life-threatening dengue hemorrhagic fever, resulting in bleeding, low levels of blood platelets, and blood plasma leakage. It can also result in dengue shock syndrome, where blood pressure can drop to dangerously low levels. Severe cases, if left untreated, could result in death. Our homes and neighborhoods are places of joy and togetherness, and dengue is not something any of us want in our lives. While there is no vaccine against dengue, we have the power to stop dengue together. All we need to do is look for and clear away any stagnant water where mosquitoes can breed. By doing so, we can protect ourselves and our friends, family, and community. By fighting dengue as one, we can stop its dangers at once.
It's my fight too.
It's an usual fight and I'm still in it.
We are small, but we fight big! Yay!
Our lives, our fight.
We hope that from this information, you at least have some fair idea of the dengue fever disease, as we have heard from stories and health experts that it's the responsibility of you and I to stop the dengue in Papua New Guinea. For more information regarding this program, do not hesitate to visit our Facebook page or contact us as shown on your screen. Until then, from the Olsem Wanem team, it was great to have your company. I'm Fabian Hakelitz. It's bye for now.